no amount of drugs or food on this earth that is going to get an animal to act like it knows you or to respond to its name. The only way to do that is to spend the time, effort, and injuries and get to know the animal. That particular one right there is very well behaved. His name is Split Jaw. It's pretty self-explanatory why he's got his name. If you look at his bottom jaw, it's been broken in half and it's actually healed back together. Now, I'm going to call him. Now, even if he does not respond, okay, they are lazy some days, just like a small child, cat, or dog. Just because they know their name doesn't mean they'll listen. Okay, I never did. Hey, buddy. What you're looking at right now is 100% confidence on why I get in here. As far as this animal is concerned, there is no doubt that when I get in here, I'm going to scratch him, I'm going to feed him, and I'm going to point out features on him. And he is perfectly fine with this. Do not be fooled. This alligator is fully capable of doing anything that you have ever seen done by an alligator. This is a choice. All right? You see these head movements he's doing. He's pretty much asking me for more food. Okay? Brain is right here. It's about this big. Ears are on either side. Very good senses, better than a dog. The eyes, they can sink into the skull. It is so that they do not lose them in a fight. They fight over the same things we do, dirt, girls, and food. And alcohol, they fight over it. Now, here on either side of the neck, you have jaw muscles. It's part of the reason they can close with such force. They can bite down with up to 2,000 pounds per square inch. The reason that you're not hearing that right now is because they realize they're not trying to catch anything, so why use unnecessary force? All right? Any questions? All right. The big guy right here is the killer. Now, as far as I'm concerned, he should have been named the Blob. See if I'll get him to respond to me. Killer? Do you want a snack, killer? Hey, come here. Now you notice his eyes are open. He can see me, he can hear me, he just does not care. See about Greedy. 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 Do you want a snack, Greedy? Now even if he doesn't respond, it's still not changing what you're seeing. Greedy. Do you want a snack? I swear this thing's deaf because he always responds after I yell at him. Now, you'll notice all around his mouth the little black dots, they're sensors. They are super sensitive to any touch. If you don't touch them, they can't see in front of their face. As soon as you touch it, it'll snap shut. Greedy, do you want a snack, Greedy? And as soon as you touch it, it'll snap shut, and he gets to keep whatever falls in there. I'm going to try and show you.
Well, guys.
Okay.
Whoa.
Now, that is nowhere near full bite force. What you have just heard is him simply close his mouth. When they really slam shut, it is a sound to be heard. Any questions? Now, the bony bumps along this animal's back, these are called scutes. They are super tough. They act as an armor and as a solar panel. These are cold-blooded animals. They'll sit in the sun, warm themselves up to above 85 degrees Fahrenheit. At that point, they'll start to function. The tail is solid muscle. What you see these animals doing right now is what they do 90% of their life. Absolutely nothing. And they are still 90% muscle. Must be nice, right? 90% of their life will go to this. 5 goes to eating. 5 goes to girls. I think their priorities are screwed up. But that's my own opinion. Any questions? Don't even want to know how many people we've lost in here, huh? I'm just kidding. It hasn't been many. Excuse me. All right. The 2 best ways to tell an alligator from a crocodile. An alligator has a very wide, rounded head. Crocs are very pointed and V-like. With the teeth on an alligator, when the mouth is closed, you will see the top teeth only, just like a person, top over bottom. On a crocodile, you are going to see all of the teeth. They will interlock. Those are the 2 best ways to tell. Now, their blood is some of the most advanced blood in the world. It's actually being studied to help create cures for diseases like AIDS, diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. It is some of the quickest clotting blood in the world. It is also some of the strongest against fighting off bacteria. If you look at the injury on the side of his mouth there, it was rather large, and due to high levels of oxygen, it healed up very nicely. However, look on the inside of his mouth. Pretty cool, huh? The injury was so large it actually healed over just like a piercing in your ear. Now all we have to do is get him a big tongue ring and it'll look like he's from down here, right?
What happened?
The fight. Him and another alligator grabbed each other and twisted.
Wow.
Any other questions?
Hıza bakalım ya çenedeki.
No questions?
How many accidents have you had?
Personally, I've been bitten badly 3 times and I've been nipped about 8. You know, when you work with them, you're going to get hurt, okay? The people who get hurt the worst are the people who get in here and don't think they're ever going to get bitten, okay? You cannot do anything and not screw up. If you do it long enough, something is going to happen. I don't care if you sign your name. Every day, at some point, you're going to screw up your signature, okay? If you do animal shows, you are going to get hurt by that animal at some point. Now, according to how good you are is whether you keep your things. And luckily, I've still got all my stuff. I'd like to keep it that way, knock on wood. You know, the reality of it is, 3 times I've actually had to grab the animal and fight him to get my hand back, 2 of which were from this guy right here. One was from a crocodile in another enclosure. And then Bobby, that one right there, he actually, was pretty wild. I couldn't believe it. I still really can't believe it. I was doing a show and he was laying this way. And I went to touch his face, and he came forward like he just did, and grabbed my whole hand like this. And he did a little and let it go. I could not believe it. I was like, thank you. You're so cool. Thank you so much. You know, it was really, I mean, he didn't even break the skin hardly. I have a little, tiny little scratch, but he had my whole hand with my knuckles bent like this. So, I mean, if he'd have bitten, it would have just went all the way across. You know, so, just one of those things, man. You know, if you're a fireman, you're gonna get burned.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this type of stuff my whole life, but I've been here at this establishment for about 4 years now. This summer's my 4th year. Any other questions before I bring out the little one?
I guess you grew up in this area?
Yeah, down here in South Florida. Here, between here and the Keys, pretty much. And I grew up doing just about everything you can do. Watch this guy. Now watch him. That's it. That's all you're gonna get. But yeah, I mean, I grew up. I used to come out here on airboats and hunt and fish before the park ever took it over, and you know, it used to be a blast. Now you can't hardly. Now there's like a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit out there. It's ridiculous. But all right, guys. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring out a little one. His name is Snappy. This one I'm gonna bring out is not so little. Okay, this is a group of adults, so I'm gonna bring out my big one. It is important you realize what this thing can do to you. You do not put it by your face. You do not try to touch his face. It will remove a finger, and it will remove part of your face, okay? So, while I'm walking around with him, please do not try and touch him. As I said, if he does grab you, it will be a super awesome experience. At the end of the show, if you'd like to hold and take a picture with him, the park asks for $3. It goes to the caretaking of the animals, okay? So, if everybody will please just have a seat. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.